either, but Bat Rider's been this sleeper that has continually popped up and like surprised us. Oh yeah, Bat Rider. Oh, it's been 4 games since we've seen him picked or banned. I don't have an explanation for you.
Yeah.
Well, all I'll say is all I want from this series now is a Magnus pick to really see the story between your guys' heroes here.
I'm ready. Give me that Magnus
see a
PA.
Life Stealer Magnus in the same team.
Whoa.
That's
now
what
you're
I
just
want
being
now.
crazy.
No, that's okay.
All right,
Well-
so do you pick Beastmaster or do you give the Beastmaster? Oh,
You
we
take
do this
CM.
dance again.
Remember?
Okay.
This is
All right.
the anti-Beastmaster hero. Now, is this really enough to completely dissuade Beast across the board? I know she's good against him, but
No.
mid-game...
It should not be. If you really like the hero, no, it is not. But does it make him way worse in the laning stage? And thus, if you're a weaker Beastmaster player who likes to capitalize on that laning stage in order to make yourself good on the hero, then yeah, it's probably worth it to like not go in.
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
A specialist can handle it, but just your kind of everyday casual Beastmaster player might suffer a bit too much. Okay.
I mean, it's like actually the easiest thing ever CM. I mean, you just have to make sure the Beastmaster doesn't deny them. You just like Frostbite and then the 2v run at the boar.
Dang old point and click, man. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Boomhauer. Dang old point and click on the board there.
I mean, yeah. And there, whoa.
Oh.
All right, Trent. You saw Mago go crazy last game. Now, let me educate you here on the Mago Tiny.
Yeah.
This is one of your favorite heroes. This is one of my favorite players. So together, you and I are both going to enjoy this game.
But buddy, Tiny's not what he used to be.
Oh.
It frightens me to see it.
Dude, the South America Tiny is a real delicacy. Don't be like
as
that.
good as Ceviche?
It's up
It
there.
is almost as good as Ceviche, yes. I mean, that said, like the what they're trying to do here is like, all right, this could be position for Tiny, but if they do play this as for Tiny because there's a Viper already on the side of Latam defenders, then I'm not gonna be that happy about it. And that's why I don't really like Tiny that much. It's not as good of a flex pick as it used to be. So like, I agree, Dark Mago's Tiny is insane, but I wonder how good he's gonna perform if there's a Viper in his lane.
And like, if we know that the 4 is kind of weak, I don't think you can pick it this early. Right?
Yeah.
Because like now, what's he gonna do? He's already got one hero he can't blow up as a 4, and as a mid, that's a potentially very rough matchup.
Refresh me, is Tiny historically a Matthew hero? Like when Tiny 4 was more poppin', is that something Matthew's played a lot?
I wouldn't say it's one that comes to mind, but he did play it, when everyone had to play it.
I hear
sure
what you're
he's got
saying.
Lots of experience.
Yeah, it just makes me wonder if it is still a little bit of a flex pick, despite not being an ideal 4. It is peculiar. They don't have last pick, though, so maybe they just want to secure the mid.
Mm-hmm. I mean, considering the performance that Dark Mago had, he's probably like, yeah, just give it to me.
Oh, I see.
Lina, man.
He's riding the adrenaline right now. He's yelling at Matthew, just like, dude, give me the Tiny. I'm feeling it. I'm hot. Yeah, but he's going to pick Viper. Oh, dude, I'm going to dunk this Viper. Okay, I'm on fire right now. I'm warm.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say, though, Tiny is not as good of a hero as Batrider is, and Batrider is available with a Nyx ban. So, probably going to get banned here, but let's see what happens.
Yeah, there goes the Lina and the Invoker. I'm curious what the next ban is. What else do you guys actually like versus Viper? The only 2 heroes that really come to mind for me are always Lina and Invoker. Anyone else is just like, maybe they can survive the lane.
I guess OD is okay, right? You just
I think OD's all right.
Yeah, that seems pretty okay.
Like, obviously the break is pretty bad because of his passive, but in lane, I think
can't Storm handle it by just jungling? I feel like you've seen that matchup before.
The spirits can just kind of ditch,
avoid.
But it's not good, but
correct. You're just trading.
Or you can go the mega greedy way and get like a Medusa or an Alchemist. NoPing actually is playing a lot of Medusa and Alchemist. So maybe they'll throw this curveball of the Tiny and
Alk is a weird
they don't have last pick.
Because like Viper dumpsters him if the Alk tries to fight him, but the Alk can just run away and go farm other stuff and clear out the lane still with acid spray, and Viper can't really stop him, because he's too slow. So I would say Alk qualifies in a different category above the spirits. How's Shadow Fiend
he actually
Viper?
He likes to jungle on Alk, right? Whereas the spirits, they're pretty much just getting levels until they can do other stuff.
Shadow Fiend's fine. It's the same thing. It's not good, but it's,
I'd love to see a Shadow Fiend game. Real talk, you give me the wand, give me a Shadow Fiend, boys.
Trent
hero.
Trent was casting with a big Shadow Fiend fan yesterday. I watched the game.
Yeah, Roy did not have a very good game. In fact, in the panel, Jenkins described Roy's SF as, well, I wouldn't say it's like his Leshrac. His Shadow Fiend's a little meh. And boy, did he have a meh game. It was not Shadow Fiend. You know, I always say he's one of my favorite heroes to cast because of the swagger, you know, and just like the triple raises and everything he's got going for him. These days, the Arcane Blink build, it's cool, but you know that's more of like a pubby thing. If you got any issues hitting Yule's combos, you're done for. But so Kunkka did come in my searches here in terms of data and stats as someone who does okay in games versus Viper.
Yeah, he's in the firm okay category.
Exactly. He fits right underneath that whole Lina Invoker. Decently good. Kunkka, okay. You know.
5 seconds
remaining. That's fine.
Yeah. So I'm looking more like a 4 Tiny, perhaps.
Or a 4 Kunkka.
Or a 3 Kunkka.
Dun, dun. You know,
or
3
a 3
Kunkka
Tiny
could definitely make a comeback, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure that hero's actually fine.
So, Trent, let me hit you with a data point that you probably weren't aware of. Leshrac now picked up. I
wasn't aware of that.
Na's name. The namesake here. We've got an origin story. Just using it because I like how it sounds. Short and funny. So there you go. We already had a Na, and he just one-upped it. Na.
Okay, Zayori, what is the name of Na, the real name?
Like the person? His real name is Angel. Angel Daniel Nina Zaya.
Not to be confused with Angel the player.
Yes.
Nickname of Infamous.
Side note, Angel is a badass first name.
True. I agree.
Facts.
Fact.
So they go with Gyro again, huh? Okay.
It worked last time, so I see why they're gravitating towards it. I feel like Gyro has pretty good options versus Wraith King. Similar to the Monkey King, right? You can set up when he comes back for the second life. Slows magic damage before the Wraith King gets BKB. It's not a lot of fun. Great with the Witch Doctor.
Distance versus the Viper too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Gyro's cool. Cool guy.
It's also a hero that okay, so they don't really have a 4 on Latam, right? Unless this is /4. Because I was trying to think why they picked Gyro. And I'm not sure if it's because they're like, since he's a ranged hero, he's not going to get stunned by the Leshrac. There's not going to be any sort of combo. But they could play this Lash as a 3 and pick a 4. Not really sure what they would gain from it, but that's what it seems with their draft going on right now.
I kind of like almost like a Sand King or something, and then make the Lesh a 4 and like try and just do a kill combo lane and just like bully the Witch Doctor, bully the Gyro again, shut him down.
Mm-hmm.
Someone who can like try and break up these initiations from Tiny and Kunkka.
I agree. I wonder if after the Kunkka they're just trying to swap this Leshrac to middle and play Viper off lane.
Yeah, that's also completely fine. They just might not have wanted the Lesh to get banned. That's actually very possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty unique use of the last pick to do it like that, though. But I guess when you're just doing core matchup versus core matchup, you can do that because then we can go back and adjust based on what this last pick is from NoPing.
Yeah.
Speaking of which,
Clock. That's a weird set of bans, right? I think I'm gonna take Death Prophet for Meadow and maybe Clock 4.
Right, with flex picks, you got to cover your bases, dude.
Yeah.
What is the 3 for NoPing here? Ban the Enigma.
Do we
Centaur Tiny would actually
go
be
back
legit,
for Mars?
but Centaur's dead.
I actually like Centaur here.
Yeah. Wait, isn't Beastmaster still in? I mean, there's the Crystal
Mars,
Maiden still, but after all
There's
this,
a lot of offlaners.
Yeah.
10 seconds.
Yeah, it's not really a good kill lane either. Yeah, I don't know. Mars looks pretty legit.
He just feels so safe and
ladder on Oscar though.
Slider versus Leshrac. Yeah. Slider's legit.
No,
I guess the other problem is then there's still the flex of some of the other heroes.
So super flexy though. We don't really know what NoPing are doing here with this Prophet. They've got a lot of lane combos they could run.
Mm-hmm.
Witch Doctor's 5. Guarantee that part.
Okay.
Let's hope.
That's a Zayori guarantee, Trent.
Okay.
There's
thank
one
you.
thing I know.
Seconds remaining.
I can spot a 5 when I see one.
All right. Well, Rubik's gone. Earth Spirit is still hanging out here. It's like okay. Earth Spirit Viper.
What about like Tusk? Somebody that can offer a little save action as well as some aggression?
It's pretty good versus
Actually,
Kunkka
really
and
like
Gyro.
Tusk here.
Yeah, it's actually very good. And it hits low armor in the Tiny for the matchup. Wow, Zyri.
think
That was a
you're-
really good suggestion.
Yeah.
Elder Titan is also okay, but we usually only really see him in the 5. For going a little bit out there on some heroes, you know.
I want to see a Pango 4 for a Moonlight, dude. That's what I want. Give me the Pango 4. You know, you can disarm the Gyro, can cancel Death Ward,
Choose
Mars.
your
Mars.
hero.
so it's a Lesh 4.
Maybe?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Moonlight on the Lesh. All right, well, we are a
Yeah.
little bit off there. So Valkyrie will grab the Mars. It's going to be na mid with the Viper, and obviously Cuckahook will take his Wraith King. It's a Matthew Tiny, so position 4 Tiny. Mago takes the Kunkka mid, Mingate Gyro. That means the position 3 Prophet in the hands of Oscar with a super bitchin' blue set. Very cool. So, boys, position 4 Tiny, how do we feel?
Well, boo on that. But
Icky, huh? Ugh.
I'm gonna go with Latam here again. I think this time they have a much better carry on the Wraith King.
Okay.
I feel like Dark Mago impressed us a lot, but he's gonna be against a Viper, and I don't think Kunkka is nearly as good of a hero as Batrider is. So overall, I feel like if they're gonna win a game in this series, this is gonna be it. It has to be this one.
all right, I wanted to go, but I think just the way NoPing played last game, and then this idea of what they're going to do when they get their first round of ultis, I think that they have a chance to play aggressive here, really bully the bottom lane. Well, I guess it'll be the top lane in this case. Really bully basically the Wraith King's lane, send him to the jungle early, and then just roam around with Kunkka, Gyro, Tiny, and then Prophet TPing places. I think the Leshrac is going to wind up being kind of squishy and kind of feed a little bit here. It's going to be hard for him to really set up into a whole lot other than Spear. So
I think, despite the naysaying, this position 4 Tiny is going to look real good. I think Matthew's going to pop off and bust this one open, partially because of the Prophet, like you're saying, Trent, being able to join those fights. A great enabler for the Rockman, huh? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
right.
Gary, you're up, buddy. Tag team you in. How are we looking for game 2? What's going on over there, sideline reporter?
Hey, yeah, looking good here. I'm also having the cogs whirring in my brain, wondering, this Leshrac and Tiny both ending up as POS 4. Maybe Theban, you're here as well. You can shed some insight on this. Tiny POS 4, you a big fan?
No, I really don't like Tiny these days. I just feel like he just runs out of damage way too quickly. But the cool thing about Tiny, though, is the tossback effect. Just getting heroes out of position. I think against Wraith King, he can be especially good when he's going for the high ground play and you toss him into your tier 4s and you take the fights from there. Because once the reincarnation pops, your team has to come in to help you. It could really create a lot of chaos. But other than that, I'm just not the biggest fan of this hero right now.
And Lesh POS 4, they shifted that at the very end. I was looking at that draft thinking, yeah, they'll move Viper to POS 3, Lesh will stay mid.
30 seconds to
What was the big reason for that?
Probably the Kunkka, right? The Kunkka core is like quite annoying for Leshrac, and then you probably just want to have this Viper who can deal with the Kunkka mid as well. And they were probably thinking like, okay, we might need more frontline. And now the Mars Wraith King combo together kind of helps them out. I do think Latam Defender's lineup is quite well balanced this game.
Yeah, it's super solid.
The battle begins.
I like the point about frontliners there, backing up that Viper who can dish out some serious damage. Bottom rune, and just move in and take it. Mingate grabs it. Leshrac, Maiden, and Mars all down there. I'll have to fall back onto their one. While up at top, Cuckahook taking some serious damage from this Prophet with the Treants. Body blocking him up, but he cuts through the small camp. Makes his way back to lane. That's already 50% of his HP and a Tango popped. And it's not going to stop. This is Prophet, the entire lane stage. Click the Wraith King. Over and over again. And for now, it looks like Tiny Mid is battling the Maiden, making sure she can't actually get up top. So they're keeping the straight 1v1.
Exactly. It's much more favorable for the Nature's Prophet. The Tiny just going to follow the Crystal Maiden, make sure she can't TP out. It'll stun her. but she's gone to the tree line, so Tiny can't see her.
But Viper's
and
career.
got away.
Viper's.
You don't want to take tower shots, that's for sure.
Not a tier 2,
hurt.
damn.
Those things hurt a lot.
They sure do. So now we have our lane set up and a pause, of course, so we can contemplate what's going to be happening. Oscar up at top with that Prophet. Matthew's Tiny, of course, rejoining him. Crystal Maiden and Wraith King. Now, these Maiden lanes, we've seen a fair number of them. When they hit level 2, they kill people incredibly quickly.
Yeah.
Do you think Prophet and Tiny are going to struggle? Or do they offer enough kill threat themselves?
I think they offer enough kill threat, and I think this Crystal Maiden, the way that she's playing right now, in the side of the jungle, I feel she's gonna mess up. I think Crystal Maiden needs to play behind the Wraith King and only go towards the right side just for pulls, and you don't really want to be entertaining the Tiny in any way. The way that she's playing, she's gonna lose way too much HP before they get to that point where they can kill heroes.
It's a difficult line to kind of toe as this Crystal Maiden pos 5 though, isn't it? Like, usually you'd want your pos 5 trading hits with the enemy 4. You know, get that regen battle going, and Wraith King can farm under the creep wave. I guess the Tiny who has boots up, level 1, not something you can really get involved with.
The Tiny right now should be trying to pull the big camp. I think he's also making a mistake. Every time he sees a Crystal Maiden next to the Wraith King, it's always about pulling.
Drag that wave back.
It's okay. The wave is coming into them, so not that bad.
Toss the Maiden into the creep camp. Make sure the Centaurs dish out that damage.
Took so much damage just from that.
Pretty insane. Like, if Prophet was there, it's probably a dead Maiden. Of course, focusing on the lane. Oh, enough of that top lane, Steven. Mid. Let's have a look. 9-1 Viper. Kunkka sitting 8-1. Dark Margot probably going to be spending a lot on regen in this lane, though, isn't he?
Yeah, he will. But that's how you beat Viper anyway. You just got to get your levels up and then go into the jungle afterwards. Viper will be pushing the lane out quite a lot with another Toxin, so you will be getting some free farm as well. Kunkka, excellent hero at farming neutral creeps.
Oh, he sure is. Like, especially that medium camp, like just to your right. He can stack that up himself. Let's go clear it. And down towards bottom. Witch Doctor going to get a pull off. Gyrocopter, Mingate, learning from the previous game. When your support's pulling, run away from the enemy team. Because Mars and Leshrac, they are level 3 and 2 respectively. Spear into Split Earth is some serious... Oh my god. Please, Mingate.
He got it. He's good.
Lesh lifted up his little staff though. He was going for that Split Earth.
Yeah. Pandabu also leaving that pull just so he can come help this Gyrocopter. He knows what happens when Mingate is tilted. It's not good. Flashback to his Phantom Lancer.
Oh jeez. Oh my, I'd forgotten about that game completely. Please no.
They just trigger your PTSD.
Just leave those dark memories behind. Looking much better here on this Gyrocopter in this series for sure. And making a play onto the Mars now. But they've speared the Witch Doctor, chain stunned him, Fairy Fire, turned with the Maledict in the cast because he baited them in, Pandaboo, salves, he's still alive, another Fairy Fire coming off cooldown, they've killed off the Mars! Witch Doctor, how have you done it, you absolute madman? He's level 3 now, surviving in the trees. Meanwhile, in mid lane, the Viper nearly kills the Kunkka. He does actually kill the Kunkka, and the Tiny's coming here to try and save the day, but he's given a double kill. The way of the Viper in that mid lane.
Oh, no, no, no. I've seen this so many times where you try to make a play onto a Viper and you're the one who's dead. You know, the way I see Viper is you just let him do whatever he wants. You farm yourself, you go jungle, then he's mid lane against nobody. Later on in the game, he's going to get outskipped. But if you give him too many kills in the early game, that's when he becomes a real huge problem.
Oh, Lesh gets the final touch. Witch Doctor wasn't close enough. These chain stuns, some serious business in that bottom lane from Latam defenders.
Top tower is under attack.
Also the fact that Crystal Maiden found a 4-minute bounty rune over on that Radiant Triangle. They'd not taken it.
That value.
Super happy Crystal Maiden. Going to come back into the mid lane. Crystal Nova, can we get the range on the Frostbite? We can, but that Torrent has held the Viper back under the tier 1 tower. Now the Toxin and the final touch with the Invis rune going. Viper says, see ya, buddy.
Invis.
Prophet's TP does nothing.
Oh, I think he could have just killed his Viper Strike and killed the Nature's Prophet as well.
Oh my god, it's non-stop, Steven. It just keeps on going. This time, it's bottom lane when Moonlight's still dying. Very fire pop. Yeah, no more follow through this time. It is a rotation from Matthew's Tiny. And they do lose the Witch Doctor. But a kill on Mars, pretty damn good for that Tiny to kickstart his run towards Blink Dagger. Very important item for Matthew.
The big underlying problem here, though, Gary, is that the Tiny has left for a long time. Nature's Prophet also TP mid. You know what that means? There's a free lane on Latam defender side.
And we've seen Cook-a-Hook.
Yep.
We've seen him with this Wraith King.
He's got phase boots. He's going for a gloves next. I wonder if he's going to go for the Midas. And I'll tell you one thing. Gyrocopter is not a good hero against Wraith King.
What's that?
Well, simple. Wraith Fire Blast. Every time a Wraith Fire Blast comes towards Gyrocopter, he has to click a BKB. If he doesn't click it, he's going to lose like half his health to all these heroes. It's one of the things Gyro is really bad against. Yep. So it's like, it's such an awkward usage of BKB against that hero that makes it very hard for Gyro to take team fights.
Yeah, against an 8-second cooldown stun. Well, when it's level 4 on that Wraith King anyway.
As a Gyro, you want to be able to just like have one fight, you pop BKB, you kill everybody, and then that's it. But against a Reincarnation, that's also not possible because you're gonna surely get slowed once that Wraith King pops, and you have to run away with your Gyro. So I would like to see him go for a different kind of build, but it's so hard against Mars and Leshrac as well. You need that BKB bad.
Oh, desperately. But yeah, mentioning that Wraith King's ability to kind of multi-cycle the team fights, forcing enemies to expend different cooldowns on him, but also pairing him up with heroes like Viper and Lesh, who don't rely on cooldowns, just allow you to keep that damage going in team fights so very nicely. Crystal Maiden obviously going to be pumping them with mana as Tiny finds a courier snipe, taking out the casual gloves that Cook-a-Hook was delivering out to him. Because we've seen that before as well, like phase, just to gloves and then to the Radiance, but it gives you the option for the Hand of Midas.
Or the armlet.
True.
To see an armlet too, but I don't want to see an armlet. I definitely want to see a Radiance this game.
Moonlight under the Maledict pops to the Nature's Wrath of Oscar. Trying to play up top lane though onto Tiny, but a Sprout holds Cook-a-Hook back. Matthew wanders away.
Is that Oscar's ulti that just slapped the Leshrac? Yeah, it was.
Yep, sure was. And Kunkka, like you said, he's farming camps.
Bottom, Mars.
Oh, Mars under the tower? Really? Yeah. Has the backup of the Lash. Throws out his ultimate. And Valkyrie will be alright.
Really nice in and out from NoPing there. Just touching the Mars, making the reactions, forcing them to use the arena and getting out before the arena could even form.
But yeah, I was looking at Kunkka CS and thinking, it's not so bad. He's looking okay. But they've all been those small and medium camp neutral creeps. So his net worth is actually, what, 1,000 behind the Vipers.
Yeah, the Viper also got 2 kills, right? Or 3 kills, sorry.
Oh yeah, that's a good point as well.
The Kunkkas died twice mid. He's gone for a Dragonlance build on Viper. Dragonlance?
What's wrong with that?
I mean, I like the Atos and the Boots of Travels into BKB build a lot better. And they need this kind of mobility hero, or mobile Viper.
Bottom again.
Dragonlance just slows that down.
Moonlight and Valkyrie, they're the ones playing aggressively. But look at this. The rotation from everybody. NoPing absolutely slam them into the ground with a 5-man rotation. Kunkka TP's in. When Mingate's calling for it, it's like, all right, you had your back game. You had everything given to you. Now it's my turn. You rotate for me.
You know, I realized that with some of these South American teams, they're really lacking communication in a lot of the games. Like understanding who can be where, when can there be help from the other team. It's just so lacking. They shouldn't have been playing that far front with so many heroes missing off the map and ready to TP.
Especially against Nature's Prophet, who can just TP naturally. He's straight back up to top lane defending against the Wraith King, while mid lane, Latam defenders bring 4 in towards the tier 1.
What they should have been doing earlier. Instead of dying bottom, they should have shoved the lane and ran towards mid with the Mars and helped the Viper take the tower, control that area. If the Viper doesn't want to rotate to you, you rotate to the Viper.
Go and play into the strongest heroes lane. And Maledict level 1, it's going to chip away at that tower. Doesn't look like there's a serious defense from NoPing. They'll Avalanche toss the Maiden. get a single kill. Dark Mago thinking about it, but caught up in the arena, dodges the spear. Torrent's going to be there, but it misses both heroes right in between them both, and the boat comes too late.
Man, this level 4 poison attack reducing magic resistance is just destroying them. Mars, Lesh, they do a lot of magic damage. From the spear, the arena. Once Leshak has his ulti ready, that's going to be another problem.
Yeah, huge one. And it looks like Viper's going to go back into the Boots of Travel. So we're going to be relying on the rest of his team for that catch.
No, he's not. He's changed it into a Hurricane Pike. I really hope he goes Boots of Travels first. Like,
what?
Nana, you're having a golden game, buddy. Just get the bots, you know, so you're fast, so you can be around in fights and also farm. It's like such an amazing... Like, Viper just doesn't scale without bots.
Why Pike, though? Like, I get, like, you know, mobility aspect, to be able to chase people down, but... Oh, to get out of Sprout? Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. But they have X-Mark too, so... I mean, I just think you should go Boost of Travels nonetheless. And then after that, you can go for whatever item that the game calls for.
Oh, an easy tier 1. Edict up to level 2, helped out by the Wraith King, who does have Radiance queued up and 2.5 grand saved towards it. Bottom lane, what's that? A spear on the Witch Doctor, but he's already maledicted up the Mars. And Tiny's combo takes down Valky. Again, playing way too far forward with the resources he had. There was no one near him. And Radiant knew that with the 2 wards they've got. Radiant sees everything down in that bottom lane.
At least this game, Mingate is having a much better time. Only 1 death, about to finish his Maelstrom at a decent time, has good levels.
Ooh. And smoking with his 2 supports.
If they run into the Viper...
they all die.
I think they can kill him. They got the Death Ward. As long as there's no other heroes next to the Viper will die to a Death Ward.
Interesting dire scan. Right on top of them.
Wow,
Smoke
okay.
for another, what,
that is...
4-5 seconds?
That was a nice scan indeed.
It looks like they've got a pretty good idea of where they're heading as well.
Alright, God bless. Nah. He heard us. He bought the Boots of Travels.
Very nice.
He's got it. I mean, I knew for a fact, if you're a good player, there's no way you're going anything else other than a Boots of Travels there. So...
Lance bots,
he's good.
BKB. It's become a pretty key item build for these mid laners, hasn't it? Like, Lina, you swap the Dragon Lance for a Yules, and it's the same. BKB with Boots of Travel. Batrider as well.
Batrider,
Smoke up, hunting Kunkka. They've seen him with that very sneaky Dire Observer ward. Dark Mago not having any of it, though. Realizing his Gyro's top, rest of his team is bottom lane. And the Dire would really love to get into this Radiant Triangle somehow. But that's 2 smokes back to back, 1 from each team that have actually ended up with nothing. Both position 1's going to be very happy though. And they get so much space to keep on farming. Gyro has his Maelstrom.
The game being slower, oh boy, Tiny and Witch Doctor, that is not where you want to be.
Oh jeez. That's a decent Death Ward Maledict. They get the Mars, and Matthew might actually escape from this. He's got himself into the tree line, the creeps are following him. They've got the vision, Matthew definitely not going to survive now. Hunted by the rest of the Latam defenders. I mean,
a 2 wants the combo.
A 2-for-1 trade.
They got him.
Like, the fact that they spend the arena there feels pretty good for the Radiant too.
Well, the fact that they killed the Mars feels great for the Radiant, right? Like, that was an ambush. They were gonna get wrecked, but at least they were able to trade with the Mars. Normally, you wouldn't even see a kill come out just from these 2 supports. So a couple of things I want to see here, Gary, is a little bit of aggression from NoPing and give more space to the Tiny. Maybe the Kunkka, Gyro, and the Witch Doctor can play on the other side of the map. I think that's very important. And then on the Dire team, I mean, they just got to chill out, right? If the game is going at a slow pace, it's beneficial for them because they just want this Radiance to be complete first.
Well, they'll do that exactly. Matthew gets the bottom lane. Try and farm some jungle camps on his way down there. Halfway towards Blink. And mid lane getting shoved by the Kunkka and the Gyro, holding hands for now. They are the big team fight heroes and feeling reasonably strong, but when Latam defenders bring pretty much every damn hero into the mid lane to defend, They do have to fall back. It's Pandaboo hunting Moonlight bottom with Matthew's initiation and the Orchid reveal from Oscar. A simple little pick there on the Pos 4 Lesh. Not able to go and move into those dire bounty runes though. Just rely on the gyro to get your top ones.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
What is Dark Mago up to? Sanj done, BKB queued. He's going for the big tanky raid boss Kunkka.
Yep, just a little bit of that status assist. We see this quite a lot, just like casual Sanj on heroes. I'm a fan. Later he'll probably upgrade to a halberd. Really good item against Viper.
Oh, it sure is, yeah.
Oh, Mingate.
Oh dear.
Mingate.
Prophet's trying to TP to help him. He's TPing out to Fountain, but he's died. Nah. Silent stop. Backup from the dire team's arriving. And Lesh, he's been found. Oh, he's found the Prophet. Frostbitten up. Pops his Pulse Nova, and Oscar regretting his decision. The rest of the squad.
he should have.
Can Kunkka get an X? Cask? Anything? Ooh.
Nah, just a disengage. He should have 100% just TP'd instantly, you know? He clicked Flat Cannon and tried to hit back the Viper. He's like, oh yeah, let's go. I'm gonna fight you. I'm the carry, but sorry, bro. You ain't the carry against this Viper.
Yeah, that's not working out. And now we have that moment for the Latam defenders. They've got the Radiance, they've got a bottled double damage rune on Kukahook. He's level 12. All things looking good for him. Checking all the boxes. This is where they can stamp their mark in the bottom part of the map. Get that tier 2. Claim the Radiant jungle. And Matthew? Man, oh please, no. No, don't go another wave. Oh, he's going to lose out on his Blink Dagger timing again. Combos up the Mars, throws him into Viper, but the return damage is just not something he can withstand.
You know what this reminded me of, Gary? There was a time, I don't know if you know this, people used to buy bracer recipes when they're playing like Earthshaker, and then they would like keep them and then sell them, you know? Because if you're gonna die, you're gonna lose gold, right?
Well, Maledict on the Maiden, see ya. Yeah, I remember there's a... Oh, Mars Arena. They're trying to go on the Gyrocopter here. Spear him up. Kukahook pops his DD rune.
Boy.
Ray Fire Blast. How many hits? 1, 2, 3. He pops a 1. There's a couple more. Witch Doctor's trying to back him up, but Kukahook just keeps on going. For the final slap down, his big old sword crits the Gyro. And this Radiant Triangle is just not safe anymore. TP from Prophet. Sprouting up the Wraith King. Combo from Matthew. It's arriving. There's Reincarnation ready, though. This is going to be a difficult fight to take because Kukahook still has the DD going. They do remove his first life,
strong.
but Valky takes out the Tiny, and now in comes the Viper. Battling in this area, just not wise from the Radiant side because they're going to lose 4 heroes in a row.
Now they're
And
going
it's right outside the Roche pit, too. Yeah.
I mean, you cannot battle into that DD, Radiance, Wraith King. NoPing just not showing the discipline that you need to be able to come back into this game. They're just fighting. They don't stop fighting. They're like, once they commit, they've hard committed.
That's the easiest stages of their life. Kukahook going to be super thankful.
It's like you're stuck in a cage, right? And then someone tells you fight, but then you never try to like open the door to the cage, like see if you can leave. Instead, you just stay through the bars. Fight. Yeah, you're just like fighting like against your opponent. That's it. But you know, sometimes you gotta check the door. Is it open? You know?
Can I escape? Do I consent to this fighting? No.
Like, is it okay if I try to leave? And exactly. And the door was unlocked the whole time. That's what it was. And NoPing, you know, they just decide to keep going with it and giving away even more and more and more, bleeding. Instead, they just have to wait for the Gyro BKB and then try to take engagements once they have their big items complete.
On their own terms, yeah. Were you going to make a point about the bracer recipes?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say it just reminded me of that time. I mean, no, Witch Doctor. Why is it every time we're trying to make have a conversation?
Someone gets caught.
Exactly.
It's 2 supports, man. It's fine. It's a freezing field and an arena of blood. Moonlight. He dies out to Pandaboo though.
Yeah.
Maledict pops him. Viper's chasing Kunkka. Torrent connects on him.
Is here too.
Big old Wraith King.
Yeah, it's nighttime. They didn't see him walking down the hill there. Okay, I think there's nothing gonna happen, right? All right. So there was a time when like recipes would sell back for 75% of the gold instead of 50% of the gold.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I think it was something like that. So
Yeah.
there were like players who just buy like bracer recipes and then they would sell them all at once once they had enough gold to like buy out their blink dagger.
Just keep saving. It's like putting money in the bank.
Yeah, it's like putting money in the bank, but the bank is still taking like
reverse
25%.
interest. Yeah. Even after they changed that, there was I think it was like a TI qualifier, like TI4 qualifiers or something. Next KZ, I have like a clear memory of an Earthshaker buying like 30 TP scrolls and then selling them as the enemy pushed his base, and he's like, "I've got a blink dagger now. You didn't expect this one."
Oh man.
And the things that Dota players like find to break the system. You know, it is a game for people who like to find weird shit that you can abuse and exploit. Viper exploiting the Witch Doctor under the Nether Toxin, trying to be helped out by that Nature's Wrath, but not really able to start a team fight. It's a complete role reversal from game one. Now it's NoPing, the ones hiding on, cowering on their side of the map, while Latam defenders, they make all the moves.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Bottom tier 2 for them.
Radiant's bottom
Level 4 Edict is up.
fallen.
And this pos 4 Lesh, he's done pretty damn well for himself. 4 staff, moving into Yule Scepter.
Yeah. He's good. I mean, he still dies in the fights to like Kunkka and Gyrocopter, but he's going to be providing a lot of value through that Diabolic Edict just to take towers for his team. His team is the ones who are going to be the fighters.
They found the Kunkka man. Viper's there.
And
he BKB TPs. Nothing to stop
Kills
it.
bad man.
First BKB. Oh, poor Dark Margot. Because that was meant to be your Gyro Kunkka, BKB, let's go, take a fight, and win it.
Exactly. Because they just got their items. I mean, you could totally see how this game would look had they not fed near that Roshan pit and gave away the Roshan without any contestation as well. Because they would have this BKB maybe even a minute earlier. The game would look like dead even. And then you can take smoke fights.
Oh, we should know better. Ride or die with Wraith King. Every game. Cuckahook showing exactly why. Top of the net worth. Overtaking his Viper now, who had a spectacular laning stage. 606 on him as he boots a travel, glyphing the creep wave up at top lane, finding the Prophet. Silence on the Mars means no spear, though. Well done by Oscar to slip away. That was a real scary spot to be in.
Oscar has also got his BKB. Like, they got their items, honestly, on the Radiant team.
Kunkka's being
Problem
chased.
is just the Viper Aegis right now that they don't want to fight into.
Well, it's gone in about
30
20
seconds. That will expire. Yeah.
And they're trying to make a fight happen right here now. Boat, going to be a defensive one. A bit odd there as they've tossed back. Torrent lands on the Maiden. The Death Ward's been expended. Off to the left-hand side, Gyro's BKB'd and chases into Moonlight under this tier 2 tower. They'll get the Lesh. Wraith King's a little far forward, but they've got the Viper to back them up now as the freezing field from Maiden cancelled by the Witch Doctor. Aretis, he's escaping and allowing the Viper to keep the damage dished out onto the Radiant team. 2 heroes lost by Latam defenders, but they've still got the Wraith King up with Reincarnation ready, and the Radiant BKBs have all worn off.
Matthew doesn't want to go in. Interesting. I think they could have had a nice blink stun tossback play there. And maybe got a good fight going. But anyway, there was just a little bit of miscommunication at the start of the fight. The Tiny stunned, tossed the Mars out where the Kunkka thought he was going to toss him towards him so they can get the boat off and fight. That's why it looked like a defensive boat.
Yeah, I was wondering, like, did someone go on the Kunkka? No. Just a bit of a slip up. No, next time they'll know. Looking at this map, though, triple dire wards across that tier 2 area. It means that Latam defenders, they can play so aggressively into their vision.
Yeah, I like the words. This shows all of the lanes and where the rotations can come from. I'm just surprised they have not dewarded this high ground yet. Oh, never mind, the courier's on the way. They're going to deward it. But they still have vision of mid and bottom if anybody walks through those.
Combo mid. If they don't kill off the Maiden.
Yeah, she's got the cloak. That's all you really need to counter Tiny. And maybe a fluffy hat to go with it.
Cloak plus fluffy hat, Tiny counter.
Yeah, Exactly. Tiny actually countered.
Oscar just going to throw an Orchid onto the Lesh. Moonlight walks back into the lane, though. And with Tiny available here with the Witch Doctor, go and make the jump. Sprout up Moonlight. He Force Staffs out with a Sprout, but in comes Tiny. Gets the combo on him. Wraith King, he wants a piece of this action. Oh, Pandaboo, dear lord, say goodnight to your Witch Doctor and TP everybody the hell out of there. Wraith King. He's an absolute monster. Sandra Yasha, Radiant, and BKB is 400 gold away.
That's going to be a big item. That's going to allow him to stick on top of the Gyrocopter.
Kunkka, speared across. I think they were trying to TP the Viper in there. Don't quite get it working out for them.
Yeah, Creep died.
So now Mars X back into the torrent, but Dark Mago way out in front of his tower, speared up against the trees. He's gonna be okay. It looks like Latam defenders don't want to go committing into the cooldown and into the Gyrocopter.
Also got halberded the Viper. Couldn't keep slowing the Kunkka.
Even if you land that torrent on the...
Yeah, that would have been a trap.
Don't go in.
NoPing would have sprung.
They still want to try and move forward. And TP's top. Oscar has BKB TP'd. And Wraith King, very, very aggro, just walks in towards that triangle, forcing the Radiant back.
Another sad BKB usage for a core on NoPing side.
It's been a lot of them now, right? A couple on Kunkka, one on Prophet. Gyro's really been the only one that's used BKB aggressively. Another big item timing, though. Mingate has the Aghanim Scepter. See if that's able to do the trick.
Viper has Skadi in about 300 gold. I think that's what they're waiting for. The Skadi and then also the Roshan.
Where's he got that from?
From the creeps. From the big creeps that
it's a rhetorical question.
He's 607.
He's huge. And a Mindbreaker now too. Tiny tossing onto the Lash. So far, Moonlight's job has just been split push side lanes. Get that farm going. Open things up for your Mars, who does now come in, thinking about the spear. Gets stopped out by the Avalanche, but the Arena of Blood dodged by the Blink. Nicely done by Matthew. Creates a bit of a gap between him and the Mars. Still gets speared up on the trees again. In the Radiant Triangle, though, Gyrocopter going wild with his BKB and kills off Na. Nature's Prophet's still able to stand and fight. They've caught the Gyro. Oh, he's glimmered. He's running. Coghook's chasing with the Radiance. They X-mark the Gyro back. And the BKB TP from Wraith King will get him out safe and sound.
Oh, absolute disaster. Latam defenders, they were walking towards top to try and help out this Leshak because the Viper's TP got cancelled because the creep died, and they ran into the rest of NoPing's heroes.
And they've caught the Mars again. Inside the Sprout, puts his bulwark on. Turns and runs.
They also fought into the Kunkka boat, which mitigates a whole lot of damage.
It sure does.
Oh, I should have said a buttload of damage. A boatload of damage.
A boatload of damage.
A boatload of damage, yeah.
Next time.
You keep that one. You can have it.
Now we've both got it in our vocabulary. We can
there we go.
Pull it out every now and then. Witch Doctor, what are you up to? Wandering around. What's this fluffy hat? Ring of Bassi. Little bits and bobs here and there. Cock-a-hook. Straight in. Stuns him up, but a good toss and a Glimmer Cape. Gets the Witch Doctor up the ramp. X-marks the Wraith King back by the arena. In comes the Mars. Forces the BKB yet again from Dark Margot. I'm pretty... Is that 4 in a row? He's used to BKB TP and run away.
I mean, they're going to get a free rush here without that BKB being up. I don't know what happened to NoPing. They have a Nature's Prophet, but the Gyrocopter's playing bottom. Like, he should be with the team at all times, farming next to them, and then being ready to stop this Roshan take. They cannot give this Aegis and Cheese away. This is ridiculous.
They're doing it. I mean, they're TPing bottom and playing high ground. Gyro Prophet, no. They're trying to push tier 3. Roshan still has 3,000 HP. Matthew gets Yule's up. He was trying to go for a sneaky play. Does get a Force Staff away to the high ground as he got stunned up mid-force. So there's a boat. It connects in there. Bottom lane, tier 3 is down. The push, it's claimed a building, but Oscar is going to pay the ultimate price for it. Oh man, your BKB Sprout, that's not worth it. It should have BKB.
He did not BKB first.
Straight away.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing worth about that for NoPing. Like, they lost the Aegis, they lost the Cheese. All they take is a tier 3 tower, which is pretty irrelevant. I think Mingate really messed up there by not being with his teammates and let the Nature Prophet push out these silence.
And I guess after they found themselves in that position, as Tiny sliced and diced.
Yeah, they had no option but to go for the high ground after that.
Yeah, it's like making the best out of a bad situation. And Viper, straight on the Kunkka again. This time, not going to BKB and TP, just TP.
There it is. The ice attacks from the Viper.
Yep.
Scotty. I mean, it's pretty good against Kunkka. And it's good against Gyrocopter as well. You slow him down. If he goes for Satanic, which typically you see Gyrocopter going some kind of lifesteal, it's going to really get burned. Ice burn.
Ice burn, yeah. Gyro is being hunted. There's a Mars right behind him. And Lesh is TPing on that outpost. Will we see another BKB TP? Gyro, did you spot them? The Yules is up. And the Spear. There's the BKB. He's actually fighting this. Now he goes for the TP, realizing, hang on a second, there's a whole bunch of heroes up here. And when you've got a Wraith King on your team, he is solo pushing mid lane without a fear in the world.
Mm-hmm. He has a Cheese too, so he pretty much has like 3 lives. His teammates from anywhere on the map could get to him before he's even in danger of dying. Unless he gets tossed back into the tier 3s. That's a problem.
That's always going to be a problem for him. But they'll be able to gather up all their forces. Push that top tier 2. Viper. Oh, he nearly had the Tiny there. Matthew again with that very quick blink. Has the backup of the Gyro and the Witch Doctor trying to grab that outpost.
They're just going to go to the top tower. Play behind the Wraith King with the Edict.
It just feels like a game of
objectives one by one.
It's like a game of tug of war here, where NoPing are just like slipping little by little. Latam defenders, every advantage they're getting, you know, they're just being given it. The whole map is theirs. It doesn't feel like there's a move that NoPing can make to kind of break the cycle.
They're kind of doing a good job of splitting up the map right now, and it's gonna force Latam defenders back at some point. And when you force back 1 or 2 heroes, that's the time you want to jump with the NoPing heroes. What you gotta do is have threat on this high ground. Like Nature's Prophet, I don't know why he back to base. I guess he got his AC or something, but he needs to be at this buildings right now.
Well, he's up there, pushing high ground. The call down in the mid lane. They're catching the Wraith King, but the Arena of Blood from the Mars comes in big. The Gyro tries to stand and fight, but the Viper and this Wraith King are too tanky. They can't bring anybody down. Witch Doctor buys back. Maledict's still on the Wraith King, but he's perfectly fine to walk it off as bottom lane barracks are all cleared up. They got the buildings. Your entire bot lane's gone, and the Prophet TP's top. He's still going for it. He's got the shard, he's got the big treants, and they do find the Mars, X-Mark, the Torrent. Valkyrie gonna get donked by the homing missile. It's all space and time there for the Prophet to keep on pushing. Moonlight is being shredded by the Prophet. The Orchid's there, the TPs are coming now, and there's no more catch. So, the Prophet is finally gonna have to try and retreat. Sprout and TP not gonna work out, but yeah, you're right. A lane and a half gone.
I'm telling you, I don't know what Latin defenders cannot go high ground like that. They had to go back and fix the lanes. Like tier 2 towers, sure, that's fine. They gotta get a catch or fix the lanes.
He's got a halberd, and a cooldown comes, and this is a bit awkward for Latam defenders. Mars is getting X-marked back in. Kunkka's still up and running, and Wraith King he is getting the backup of the Viper, getting the old poison attack treatment there onto the Gyro, but he BKBs himself. Looking for the Kunkka X-Mark Torrent to catch him out. He's going to TP home. But Dark Mago dies. Wait, was that
yeah, the rum buff ran out, and then the poison attack, I think, was still on him. The rum ran out.
I think it's because he torrented, and Corrosive Skin was in range as he was, because he torrented to allow the Gyro to TP.
Right. That's true. Oh, man. It's possible.
But yeah, you're right. It's the rum definitely wearing out. But still, I stand corrected. I was thinking there's no move here the Radiant can make. And they proved me damn wrong, taking that bottom and top lane of barracks.
Yeah, this puts Latin defense in a very peculiar position. And now they really can't push out the lanes quickly. And they're going to need this Leshak to have way more items. And they're going to need Mars to also be able to push out lanes. Everyone's just going to have to focus on getting lanes out and catching out the Nature's Prophet. No, again.
Oh, he caught him.
Again.
He can BKB, but he can't TP. Wrath of Nature starts bouncing around. And Viper has a basher now, so even if you did try and TP, there's the chance. Lesh is popped to the soul burn of the Orchid, and there are still Treants here, killing off creep waves.
Oh, he was just standing there and fighting. And
This'll come in handy.
Oh my god, what a game!
yeah, now the greater Treants are also there to push the lanes out too. So they can't even get this bottom lane out because of these Treants. I'm telling you, Nature's Prophet is an insane hero, Gary. This hero is absolutely nutty.
Like, those greater Treants have killed, like, 2 creep waves. They've held the wave at the barracks area for a good minute and a half.
They're insane. Like, 20. Once you hit 20 minutes, those Treants are way too strong. I was actually surprised that he didn't buy the shard earlier in the game. He only got it, like, that time where he TP'd back to a base, and then he went bottom to push the racks.
And now they're forced again to, pigeonhole themselves into this mid lane push. They don't have that Aegis anymore. No more cheese.
Matthew also clearing the mid wave, and then now he can go back to the base, I think, and get a toss onto the Wraith King into your base, and force Latin defenders to dive you. Yep.
Like they're pinging top lane, saying, "Hey guys, don't forget, Prophet can TP up to our racks." And Cock-a-Hook.
They want to get out.
Yeah. Desperately scrambling to get back across the map.
And you know, all that effort, all for just a tier 3 tower, Gary. The Nature's Prophet died. He didn't buy back, and he was there for a long time. And all they were able to get was a 1 tier 3 tower, and they struggled for it.
Oh, one big yank in that game of tug of war.
Oh boy, DD though.
All of a sudden turns around. The DD is on Cock-a-Hook. Wraith King, he's been stunned up. The boat comes, call down 2, all on his head, but he pops his BKB and whacks it to Mingate. But he loses his first life, and the DD along with it. They spear up Oscar now. The Prophet inside the Arena of Blood. Great one. The Gyro being focused too, but Gyro's able to dish out some serious damage with the backup of his squad. The trouble is, they've all died. Matthew now, the last one alive, standing his ground in the middle of them all, and Kunkka Yules into the split earth, and down he goes. Dark Mago speared up by Valky Mars, and that is a huge fight for the Latam defenders. A triple for the Viper, a full 5-man wipe, and a buyback on that Prophet as he tries to force that top lane of barracks again.
He had to. If he didn't do this, they were going to lose all their buildings. So at least he forces 2 of the supports, or the Mars and the Leshak, to go back. But NoPing, they went off script, Gary. They had no business taking any 5v5 fights on. They're supposed to play the split push game.
Yeah, they went chasing.
Get the numbers advantage first.
They went fishing. But then there's a big DD Wraith King.
Way too close to the opponent.
And Oscar still trying to go for that split push. What are they doing there? Halberting up the Wraith King, tossing him under tier 4s. X-Mark Torrent again. Cock-a-Hook. Gonna get dragged back here. He's got BKB, Reincarnation, and an Abyssal Blade, though. Taking this man down once, never mind twice. Still a challenge for NoPing. And finally, the lanes are going to the Radiant base. Mars has done his job top. Mid lane, of course, is always shoving in. And bottom lane in a decent position at this point. As they'll wait that 1 minute for Roshan to respawn.
You know, how do you like this Viper? He's actually level 27. We didn't really talk about the level 25s since there's only one, which is a Viper. But yeah, he's 27. He got the another Toxin cooldown. I feel like he could have got the poison attack effects buildings this game. It's quite nice. It does a lot of damage because you also reduce like the magic resist or whatever, and does magic damage to the towers.
Cool. What other magic damage can you do to towers?
Nether Blast.
Nether Blast, yeah. Because Dark Edict is physical.
Meteor.
Like Meteor Hammer.
Meteor Hammer.
Tiny. What's he up to?
Oscar just died to Nana's Abyssal Blade.
Oh, jeez.
That's the NP catcher right there.
That sure
Never
is.
would you have thought.
And I got the Abyssal on Wraith King, catching the Kunkka. The second Abyssal comes into play. They disarm the Wraith King. Call down comes in, but another sick arena. The Torrent and Boat, though, even more beautiful. Coming through from Dark Mago, forcing out that self-use on Lesh. But there's no one to help him. He has been surrendered here in the midst of all of Latam defenders, dead for 100 seconds with no buyback. Prophet's gone. Witch Doctor follows them into the grave. And the Latam defenders, they've got free reign now. Pushing out that top wave into the base.
Middle tower is under attack.
No buybacks. Gyrocopter, the only Radiant hero that has one right now.
60 minutes left. I mean, 60 seconds left, not minutes. for the NP to be alive. But they might just go straight for the tier 4s here. I think that is the call to be made.
They're going for it.
Man, I think NoPing. They're going to have a tough time defending this.
Tiny tries. Gyrocopter chucks his rockets at them. Mars trying to blink spear back. Just gets a God's Rebuke. Witch Doctor's alive in a couple of seconds, but they've got the Yules on Gyro trying to force... Well, he doesn't have BKB. It's still on cooldown, man. He's just dead. Forced the buyback out of him. Cocohook's first life is close to being surrendered in the Mars arena on that Witch Doctor. Oh boy, Pandaboo, you're stuck in there as your throne is just being destroyed little by little. And Gyrocopter, well, it's BKB with the help of Tiny. They start a fight, but my goodness, they can't finish it. Latam defenders tie things up in a real weird back and forth game with all that split push action.
Yeah, I think if they just didn't do that play where they go out of the base and try to have some kind of an engagement on Latam and get caught out, they could have just, bought their time, farmed up, maybe got this MKB if they weren't feeding. But if they did fall behind, they could have got a Rapier on Gyrocopter, and that would have been the damage that they needed for the fights. Right? Rapier with the Bolt, with the Torrent, Storm, and they could have really done it on NoPing. But we're going to have a game 3 instead.
Hell yeah. We sure are. I mean, Cocohook